Hello, welcome to today's video diary for finding my way with Pi, purpose, intention, and emotion. I am Pi, and today I am going to talk about the importance of the environment that you're in and how that may impact emotional state and well-being. So this came about because today I wanted to sit down and kind of start to think about and map out some next steps and some next actions I can take for myself. I have experienced, I'll just be honest, I have experienced extreme burnout to the point where some pretty alarming levels in medical intervention. Now, what does that say about me? First of all, I'm insanely dedicated and I have a lot of grit and, we'll keep going in spite of the pain. But what did I learn about myself? I learned that I can be just as productive, if actually more productive, if we're being honest here, and the science backs this. I can be more productive if I set appropriate boundaries and set recovery time for myself. I also am discovering that after being in the same place for 20 years, that I may need a clean break that doesn't have that same association with, the pattern, for lack of a better way to describe that, the pattern that's in place there, as well as the environment. It is what it is, but for me at this point in my life, it is not where I thrive. I thrive in building and growing new things, and so there are opportunities out there that need that strength and that skill, and I am looking for that. So have made some lists of things that I need to start doing to prepare myself for transition in my life, whether it's taking care of our home, our kids, figuring out how we're going to juggle finances, etc. But I know that the time is now and that this space needs to be created for me so that I can, move forward in the way that's right for what I need right now. So back to that whole concept of like taking back the reins, making my own life and my own rules. I'm going to do that now. So that's part of where I spend my time and my energy. So it's important about where I spend my time and my energy right now while I am identifying the next steps and the next place for me and where I want to do my work. And, I need to be in a good place so that that's what I'm feeling energetically. And therefore that is what I am attracting as I'm out there seeking the next opportunity, which brings me to my home office. My should be a sanctuary. It's not anymore. A few years ago, I felt this urge it's time to change the space. It's time to freshen it. It's time to, I had finished a leadership development program for high performing women leaders and women directors, and had, just learned some things about how it's important with the space that you surround yourself with to be reflective of, where you are and emotionally, energetically as a leader, your confidence, the poise, like all of that. That made sense and made some adjustments at the time, which is actually part of what you see behind me right now. And in fact, my daughter helped me design it and decorate it, and I loved it. And it was perfect for so long. Well, over the last couple of weeks, I am itchy about my environment. I feel itchy. I know it sounds so weird, but just every time I come into my office, I have, coloring pages and pictures on my wall that my kids and I colored together and that my kids made for me during COVID when we were on lockdown. Things that are, you know, encouraging, you know, smile, be happy. Also some stronger worded things like go with the effing flow and, you know, things like that. But those things, while near and dear to my heart, hold a level of stressful energy. I'm realizing every time I look at them, that's what I'm thinking about. And I need to change that. Also, you know, I need to have this space feel peaceful, and change what's behind me here, because every time I look at what's behind me here, I'm thinking about the endless hours that I am and have been on conference calls that drain the life out of me, is what I associate that with. And so while this was wonderful and amazing at the time that we created it, suddenly it needs to change. So what happens if I change my environment? What happens if I know exactly what I want it to look like? I want a little sitting area where we can do Finding My Way with Pi videos, whether it's just me or hubby sitting with me and talking with me. I want a little bookshelf, so it's minimal. So I'm gonna expand for just a second. See, I have this huge bookshelf that's got all kinds of things on it. And, you know, some of them we utilize like family games and, you know, some books and such, but there's a lot of clutter there that can live somewhere else in the house. And I need my space to be clear right now because I have too much clutter in my heart and in my head, and I need it to just be cleared out. And maybe, you know, put some inspirational things out. So I'm thinking a little sitting area, a small little bookshelf, maybe painting, and perhaps it's time for a different table for my desk, one that's simpler, that doesn't have a leg that I hit my foot on every time I sit down, and shift the orientation of it so I'm looking out my window. So instead of like in the corner. And I feel itchy and I feel like I need to go do this right now. And that seems like you know, I don't know what the right word is there. It seems like a little bit backwards. Like, hey, if we're going to have a big change in life, maybe we shouldn't spend the money on things like that right now. And yet, if I'm listening to myself, if I get still and quiet and I'm listening to myself, what I'm hearing is I have to do this. I have to change the environment that I'm in. Otherwise, I continue in this spiral of the unhealthy headspace, and it's almost like a resonance of unhealthy, stressful energy that has built up in this space over the last 4 years. So it's time to refresh. And then I think I'll be able to get clear, because I have started to, you know, make some plans, but I keep getting just like stumped. And then the thing that comes up, I feel this urgency to like cleanse the space, like create the space so that I can do and work and be and feel like what I need to feel like right now, not what's been there the last 4 years. So that's what I wanted to reflect on today, that if I am curiously observing what I'm feeling, it's that urgency. And then if I dig a little bit deeper, why is that urgency there? And that's why it needs to match where I need to go. It needs to match something peaceful, not stressful and soul-sucking. So here you go. That's what I had today, and that is what I discovered. So hubby and I will be off to Target or something like that to go figure this out and get it set up, and I will show everyone once we have it done. And maybe it'll take a couple of weekends, but I'll show everybody once it's there. Thank you for being with me on this journey, finding my way with purpose, intention, and emotion. I'm glad you're here, and I hope it helps you too. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.